Welcome to Synchronicity. This is going to be, I already can tell beforehand, just based on the shit that's been going on, this is going to be an amazing episode. So I'm fucking calling my shot right here, Babe Ruth style. Babe Ruth. It's better to say Babe Ruth. It's better. I dealt with a Ruth this week. She was very nice. Okay, here's what we're doing. We're going to talk about importance and why it's super unimportant. That's going to be one theme of this. We're going to talk about some other shit. We're going to do some questions. We're going to do some tweets. We're going to do some other things. I don't know. We'll see where it takes us. How have you been? How have you been? It's been insane. I had 2 nightmares the past 2 nights. Also, like, people are like, hey, weed suppresses your dreams. It suppresses your dreams. You gotta, like, once you stop smoking weed, your dreams. No, fucking no, it doesn't. That was a myth that we all kind of bought into. I don't know, for fellow weed smokers out there who are doing this every day. Oh, my dreams are coming back and they're fucking crazy. And some of them are really intense. So the past 2 nights I've had just like insane nightmares of like deep, dark, interfacing of like fears on this plane and this dimension while we're awake, and like it feels like deep rooted stuff. But what's been cool about it is it feels like I'm kind of working through a lot of my shit in my dreams, which is nice. It's, you know, less time dependent. You can get through some pretty powerful stuff pretty quickly, and that is a wonderful feeling. It's just like a beautiful thing. So if you are having these nightmares, I just saw a tweet which kind of prompted me to record this. I was like, all right, the timing is right. You know, if you are experiencing kind of these nightmarish dreams that are bringing up, you know, deep, dark rooted fears in you, that's good. It's a fucking great thing that's going on. For some of us also, I had a very good reading today. You know, anyone who's dealing with any kind of clinical diagnosis for mental illness, just, you can chill. You can chill out. I'm sure you're starting to see the people who have diagnosed you, the establishments, these things, they don't know what the fuck is going on. Look how everyone's reacting to the coronavirus. We're going to talk a little corona. It's corona time. It's corona time. Here's the thing, guys. Of course, coronavirus is real. It's a real thing. And they're saying it's in the New York City and LA and all these places. You're fine. You're fucking fine. Yes. Is it a global pandemic that's maybe going to wipe out a massive part of the population? Yes. No, it's not. It's not going to do that. I'm just fucking around. There's no reason to get so upset and worked up over it. It's like a test. Look at the coronavirus like a test. Here's the test. If you cannot pay attention to it, and not because you're, it doesn't, you know, for the people who need to fucking remind you that that's like a foolish thing to do. It's like, oh, it doesn't, just fuck. What are they that much better? Think about the people you know who are constantly dwelling and focusing on the coronavirus, like constantly. Do they seem like in good shape? No, those are not the people who are like, yo, life is cool. It's good. Do what you want to do. Feel what you want to feel. You know, you're a god. No, those people are not wasting significant amounts of time with the coronavirus. I'm bringing it up on this podcast because I see you guys. I see you guys freaking out there. I see people in my own family and my friends and my tweets. I see what's going on. It's all good. You can think I'm delusional. If it makes you feel better to be in a state of anxiety because you think that's the tension that you need to propel yourself forward up the fiery ladder of ascension, sure. But it's not. You can have fun. You can be cool. You can laugh. You can listen to music. All these fun things can also be the propellants. And, in fact, they're more effective now than the fear-based ones. That's why the fear-based shit is getting ramped up so heavily. It's because it's like the last gasp. I mean, of course, there's always going to be fears. I don't mean to say there's not going to be fear frequencies, but fear frequencies are so old world. It's like, guys, get over it. Move with the times. We're doing good. We have to... Anyway, it's all good. For those of you who can hear this, Trumpito gave a wonderful quote, or people were flaming him for it, but he's like, you know, coronavirus is going to be miraculous. It's going to go away, or it won't. And I love that. And people who are making fun of him and the way this government is handling everything, it's like, guys, really? You want to pin the fucking coronavirus on Trump? I don't know. I caution to say this given my audience and a lot of the political leanings, but I don't mind Trump. I kind of respect him. I know he's kind of a douchebag and does bad things sometimes, but he's also kind of funny and awesome and cool. So I don't know. I like that he's kind of a dick up front. I don't know why we went into politics. We're just trying to collect all the fear frequencies before we can move on. Okay, let's talk about what's really going on here underneath the surface. Mercury retrograde is wrapping up, so you're probably going to continue to feel these old patterns, pulls, energies tugging at you, and they may be tugging real hard and coming up in real ways, but you will pop right out of them before you know it. So just, this is, if you can look at it, like I said in the last episode, as an opportunity, you're good to go. So don't be like, oh, I have to wait another week until it's over. I feel bad for people listening to this in the future who probably won't have any like temporal way to pin this down to when this was. But anyway, we're talking about March 2020. Shit's getting pretty gnarly out here. Anyway, after this Mercury retrograde, things should ease up quite a bit. We're still going to have a lot of Capricorn energy going on, but we're going to have this ability to kind of process or have already processed a lot of the shit that was binding us to a version of ourselves that we didn't like. So that's fun. We have that to look forward to. What we're going through right now, if you can latch onto this wave, and I promise you it's there, is cool, calm expansion. That's actually what's going on. It's cool, it's calm, and it's expansive, and it's fucking great, and I think you're going to love it. Okay, let's move on to some questions. Oh, also, before we get to this, listen, I got a bone to pick with you listeners. This podcast is just me yelling at people from now on. Sean and Cass, my good friends at Very 8, they get sent, all types of drugs get sent to them. Jessa, all types of cool things get sent to them. And when I say drugs, I'm just talking about hypothetical drugs. Wink, wink, nod, nod. Why are you guys sending me weed? Send me weed. I love weed. Do you grow good weed? Send it to me. I'll give you my address. Email me at noah@syncpodcast.com. Are you an FBI agent ready to sting someone who has a popular podcast and SWAT team barge in because I got weed sent to me? You can do it too. It's all good. I'll put it up. It'll be a popular episode of the podcast. Anyway, send me drugs. Send me weed. For anyone listening who thinks this is serious, it's a parody. Wink, wink, nod, nod. But really, guys, I'm the fucking dope here over here. You can't get drugs sent to him. And when I say drugs, I mean weed. Just send me weed. I like weed. And whatever else you want to send. Okay, so I got that out there. Email me, noah@syncpodcast.com. I was told to do this because the last time I mentioned something, people sent it to me. So that's fun. Do that. It's cool. Maybe I'll send you something. Who knows? All right, now we'll get to the questions. Question number 1. So here's my question. I can see where it... Oh, hold on. I gotta make this bigger. I can't read it. It's too small. All right, hold on. I'm real pro at this. I get my shit not in order before the episode. All right. So I believe this question also was related to family members and friends who I think attend the church or like have slightly different religious beliefs. Okay. Then not slightly, significantly. Okay. So here's my question. I can see where they are a little blocked or limited in their beliefs, self-beliefs, which are largely rooted in the church, but most of them are happy believing in a judging God outside themselves, and they don't get too serious about it in day-to-day life. So is it cool if I accept that and kind of keep my beliefs to myself for the most part? Unless they ask? I think I answered my own question in that, yes, it is cool to do that. I guess I have a little anxiety about the future and raising our kids and stuff. My husband accepts me even though he doesn't agree, and I know it has been hard for him. He said he's going to take the kids to church with him and told me I better not try to tell them my beliefs and stuff in the future. Their ages 2 and 5. No worries. The kids are like going to church for now, and maybe it's best to let them, maybe not. Just go with the flow, right? Or try to imagine them transcending states of consciousness. Of course, I would love to be all on the same level with my family, and one day I know we will be, but I do feel alone in a lot of ways, which I have kind of accepted for now, even though it's not the ultimate goal. So I don't need to do anything in my imagination to help them realize this stuff though, right? Is that my responsibility if I want to be with them forever? Can it be a good thing to put things out till the future, even if it doesn't really exist? Is that patience? Okay. Big question here. This is obviously applicable to a lot of different situations, not just family members going to church, but really this brings up the concept of other people. And it gets especially tricky when we're talking about significant others, children, parents, like all of these things. They are so convincingly not us, right? So not us. How could they be us? How could this person I love be me? Impossible. But they are you. So what you're seeing when someone doesn't ascribe or condone or believe in what you believe in, it is your own doubt being reflected back to you through another person, by another person. When you know, like, here's what happens when you really fucking understand something. You don't look for confirmation from anyone else. If I say, hey, I just had McDonald's for lunch, and I actually did. I haven't had it in a couple weeks. It was pretty good. I feel pretty good about it. I digress. But if I say, hey, I just had McDonald's for lunch, and someone goes, I don't believe you had McDonald's for lunch, I don't need to argue with that person. I know I had McDonald's for lunch. I know exactly what I had. I don't need to go and say, hey, let me prove it to you. Here's the receipt. And they go, it's a falsified receipt. I don't believe in that. Don't push your McDonald's agenda on me. It's like, okay, there's no real fight that needs to be put up. This is how it works when you click in deep philosophical, religious beliefs that you are God, right? Also, I want to just digress again. I'm loving this word digress today. If someone creates an external God, right? That's them doing what now? If they created a God, what does that make them? Just follow the logic back there, right? So the point is is that anyone who believes in any external deity outside of themselves is literally proving the point that they themselves are a deity. How do you create a God if you're not a God? How do you do that? What is that? Well, people could say, oh, it's just a psychological structure. It's a framework to navigate this world with our societal and cultural rules and our physiology. And we need some beacon to kind of hold. Yeah, sure. Okay. Or you're a God and you just created a God. And maybe the God you created is a God to make you, feel better about being a God. So you don't have to accept that fact right now. But that's actually what's going on. But yes, back to the original question here is this. You don't need to do shit. Imagine everyone getting it, live your life, watch what happens. It's incredible. Now, if you use your power of discernment and see people are in actual jeopardy or harm, you may want to intervene, but again, imaginally is where I recommend to do it. You'll naturally take the action you need to take after you do it up top, right? Okay. Question number 2. What do you think deja vu is, and how can we best utilize these moments? Okay. Well, deja vu. I've spoken about this. Deja vu is just you remembering something you imagined already. And that's why it can last for very long periods of time, or you can have this eerie feeling or this spooky feeling of like, what? I feel like I've been here before. I feel like I've done this. I feel like I've met this person. Well, you have. You imagined it. You might have even been running the script. Like, here's the thing. You run through versions of this world. This is why people think it's a simulation. And in some ways it is, but it's not like a robotic, robot thing. It's an organic living process, but you run through iterations of your life. You live, you die, you live, you die, you live, you die, you meet people, you do all this stuff until you kind of just go, oh, have I lived this life many times over? Have I already done this? Is this? And then you go, oh, wait a second. If I already done this, what does that mean this place is? Wait a second. If that's what this place is, are there some rules to this place? Wait a second. If those are the rules, how do I play with them? That's what goes on. So deja vu, again, it's just something that you've already imagined for yourself that you just clicked into consciously and you're like, oh, that was weird. Feel like I've done this before. So that's deja vu. And you can give yourself deja vu. Imagine a scene. Use one of the techniques, right? Going to sleep at night. Very short period of time in between going to sleep and being asleep. In that place, create a scene visually, audially. That's not a word. With audio, orally, A-U-R-A-L, orally. Orale, it says Corona time. So anyway, if you create this scene any way you want, 5-second scene or less that implies what you want is already what you are or what you have. If you want to feel at peace and love and joy and all that yummy good shit, just give yourself the feeling of a scene that would imply that. Just lock into it. You're good to go. And then when you walk into the scene, inevitably, or find yourself in that scene, you'll be like, oh shit, just gave myself some good old deja vu. It's pretty fun times. Okay, number 3, you mentioned in a podcast recently something about letting joy or love be the tension that pushes you forward instead of fear or sense of lack. I love that idea and haven't heard it before. I was wondering if you could talk a bit more about that sometime. If you already did talk about it somewhere, would love to know where. Thanks. So I got this from a friend who signed up for a reading, and she was just dropping wisdom bombs all over me. I was like, oh my God. And she mentioned this thing about laughter being this tension that could propel us upwards, as you know, whereas stress and fear and anxiety kind of served that function in the past. And there's no judgment on those. When I say no judgment, I use my power of discerning to go, you know what I would like better? You know, it'd be cooler than fear and anxiety and depression being necessary to do stuff. What if it could have a good time? What if it could be fun? What if it could be loving? What if it could be peaceful? That's pretty cool. That's tension. So basically what the concept here is this is we really every second of every day, but let's just use the going to sleep and waking up. Every time we go to sleep and wake up, we are quite literally in a different world. Now, this is happening every second of every moment of every piece of time, but it's easier for us to grasp it if we're using the sleeping analogy or just a process we're familiar with. When you go to sleep, you are literally entering, you're leaving your body, you're doing all this stuff subconsciously, astrally, all the fun stuff, right? And when you wake up, what you perceive as this coherent, cohesive, standard reality, it's like, oh yeah, everything's where I left it. It's not. You've rebuilt it back up out of nothing. Literally, this void canvas, you've built it back up, and so has everyone else. And you can say, no, this doesn't make any sense. This makes no sense. What this is ridiculous. But I trust me when I say your belief and faith and conviction. You don't have to trust me. Prove it to yourself. This is what creates your reality. Your knowingness, your certainty that the sun will rise tomorrow is what allows the sun to rise. If that sounds crazy, then you haven't dug deep enough. It's really true. It's not something to get caught up in. It's not like you got to be like, well, I'll try really hard not to believe in the sun rising and then it won't. It's like, okay, really? Listen, we can control the weather with our minds. I've learned that. Steve Winwood knew that. You can make the sun shine from pure desire. For real. It's facts. But anyway, my point is this, is that when you understand that you're constantly shifting yourself to a timeline at any given point based on your states of consciousness, on your moods, on your feelings, you can choose to use fun and laughter and love as your springboards. It's a choice. Everything is always a choice. Don't forget, everything is always a choice. People want to believe it's not a choice. They want to say, well, no, this is just life. Life is hard. Life sucks. You got to dig. You got to do. Blah, 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 blah. Cool, dude. Cool. For sure. Totally. If that's what you want. Is that what you really want? It might be. There's no judgments here if that's what you want. But if you don't want that, and you're aware you don't want that, and you're aware of something you do want, I don't know, maybe try that. I don't know. Question number 4. Possible for you to do an episode on manifestation? Yeah, it's possible. I'll try to do a whole one because I know this manifestation stuff is a big deal for people. A lot of the money stuff is coming up, a lot of financial blocks. These are just patterns. People be like, hey, I've been doing this stuff. I just can't click in that money thing. Well, you're reacting to it. That's what's happening. If you can get to the point where you go, oh man, my bank account's going down. I got expenses going up, but I'm good. I know that money is coming in. I'm not worried about it. For real, watch what happens though. I take this from my personal experience. Here's my personal experience with money. After about the age of 28, 27, when I kind of was like, all right, I got to actually stop making money and not taking money from my mom like a dingus. And I, wasn't taking money all the time, but I was getting help, and I have no shame in that. And I think an older version of me would have been very ashamed to say that I was taking money from my parents. Like, you know what? Gives a shit. I was lucky enough to incarnate and choose a path where that wasn't a hindrance and actually helped me appreciate how grateful I am to my mom for doing something like that to get me through times when I was kind of off kilter. Fuck yeah. Amazing. I want to feel bad about that. Fuck out of here. Anyway, what I will tell you is, as someone who's taken control of my financial life, it's not like it's like less crazy. It's actually way more crazy. I've taken on larger amounts of debt. I've navigated this kind of weaving web of financial tricks and things and funds. But yeah, like it's cool. Like you can manifest what you want, but the trick is to stay easy breezy about it. And like that sounds great. It's super duper cool and fun to be easy breezy when shit is flowing. But when you hit a fucking gnarly patch, like, whoa, dude, what is that? That's when you got to put that's your litmus test. That's your pedal to the metal. Like, let's do this shit for real. So just don't react to it. Anything related to manifestation, a partner, a relationship, a house, money, love, states of consciousness, all this stuff, super easy to click, and you just got to let it happen. Right? Here's the trick. People are looking for the key to the door that holds all of their stuff. That's everything you've ever wanted. Is, they're like, where's the key? Where's the key? I found the door. I found the door. The door is my imagination. How the fuck do I? Where's the key? Where's the key? There's no fucking key. The door is wide open. Push it. Walk through it. It's fucking great. Here's a fun question for you. There's a kingdom. Okay. This kingdom is whatever you want it to be. What does your kingdom look like? This question was asked to me. I'll reveal my answer next week, or maybe I'll tell the patrons. Patreon. Sign up for the Patreon. Synchronicity. What is it? Patreon.com/synchronicity. Coming up with new levels. The $13 one, though, is the one to sign up for now. There's a lot of cool shit, a lot of bonus episodes, a lot of Neville Goddard talks, a lot of yakking, a lot of this. Sign up for it. It's fun. Okay, that's that. Episode on I'll try to do a more explicit episode on manifestation. Maybe I'll put together some techniques. Maybe I'll do that for patrons. Anyway, question number 5. Why would I have brought myself this realization, clarity, awareness, and knowing only to frustrate myself by not being able to actually experience and live consciously in that level of awareness? I've not as yet been able to create any of the positive, enjoyable experience I've been imagining. I'm sure I'm one of the hundreds that may have written you with the same dilemma. Is it possible God, my higher self, my soul, doesn't want this for me and or believes it is not in my best interest to experience this in this lifetime, or that I'm really ready in some way, or that would somehow hinder the people I'm supposed to help? I mean, you are literally explaining to yourself why you are not allowing these positive, enjoyable experiences to come in. You are running so many narratives right there about maybe you're not supposed to experience this. Maybe this is basically boils down to, am I allowed to feel good? Yes, you're allowed to feel good. Just let it happen. Again, don't attach any special importance to what you're doing. It's not important. At the same time, it's the biggest, it's so amazing. It's like the biggest thing that'll ever happen to your life, but it's not important. Just drop the importance. When we place importance is this weird fucking concept that doesn't make any sense if you think about it. Like what is more important than something else? Makes no sense. It really just doesn't add up. Like I think I've used this example. Is Michael Jackson's Thriller more important than an orange? It doesn't make stupid concept. Doesn't make sense. Where it really comes into play with manifestation, I'm just going to use that word because I feel like it's not cool again, so I'll use it now. Is if you think like, oh, I need to get this thing, and then when I get it, I'll be perfect, and it's so important that I figure it out and find the key to my soul and my happiness, and these positive experiences will unlock it. Just drop it. Just be like, nah, it's no big deal. Guess what you effortlessly bring into your life? The shit you don't freak out about. The shit you just accept. Now, sometimes freaking out about something can have the opposite effect. We're all familiar with that. So you could even try that. Be like, I fucking don't want love in my life. I fucking hate it. Like, dude, be weird with this shit. You can make stuff happen by literally repent. Like, if you're really good at bringing in negative shit into your life effortlessly, pull George Costanza. Do the opposite. Be like, oh, fucking hate love. It's so horrible. I will never, I make this vow to never experience happiness and joy. Fuck that. I'm never going to, watch what happens. Happiness and joy will find you. I don't think that's the best technique for most people. I mean, it's better to kind of like sit into the vibe of what you want, but both are effective. There's no real wrong way to do this. Okay. Are those the questions? Let's get to the tweets, shall we? I need to make this bigger because it's not big enough. How we doing? We doing good? We're doing great. Okay. Tweets. When you're freaking out the weirdos, you know you're doing it right. Okay, that's a real test. When like the weirdest people you know are like, whoa, what the fuck is going on with Noah? Jesus Christ. That's good. You're doing good. You're doing real good. Now, I don't want to be freaking them out like, what the fuck is going on? No, he's eating like a raw chicken's head. No, that's not good. But like, just regular shit. If you're freaking people out, it's good. Fun times at Ascension High. That's what's going on. It's kind of like a fun, weird high school. I come around from lunch table to lunch table and kind of tell people what's going on the other tables. It's just fun here. It's fun times at Ascension High. All right. You've lived and loved this life many times before. This go around, though, you're remembering what you laid out for yourself. So welcome. Welcome to remembering. Welcome to being who you've always been. How fucking cool is this? Not only how cool is this that you get to do this in this lifetime, this life, we're all doing it together. Holy shit. That's fucking cool. It's really cool to do it by yourself. Trust me, it's great. You don't have to try. I keep saying trust me. It's like a fucking Jesus. Ugh. Just, prove it to yourself. Gosh, I'm going to have to say that every time I say trust me. I don't think so. Fear frequencies, I spoke about it. So old world. It's Corona time. Friendly reminder that your imagination is the God spoken of in every religion, philosophy, and contemplative science. So that's cool. That's fucking really cool. Literally, go pick up any fucking mystical book. Anything. Dhammapada, Bhagavad Gita, the Bible, the Quran, anything. That's you. That you. It me. It's fun times. Energetically, we are moving to a new place, and I scoped it out in advance. And it's fucking awesome. You're going to love it. For real. I've been living here for a minute. Sometimes I go a little bit ahead to get a glimpse of what's happening. Oh, God, it's the best. You're just going to love it. Just let it into your life. Are you living in ecstasy yet? Has that happened? Because I am. And it's fucking great. And there's a way to fucking chill there without being weird. What a pleasant surprise. I'm drugs, by the way. I am drugs. I've realized this. I have been around people who have done many different types of substances, all very pretty, like, consciously too. And hey man, I'm drugs, baby. This is how it works. It's no big deal. But you know what I'm talking about. If you've ever like been around someone, and I'm not just saying I am me, like personally, I am, but you are too. And when you can click into that, watch what happens. So fun. Again, we spoke about the shadow phase of Mercury retrograde as an opportunity rather than a hindrance. I must have put an emoji on this tweet. It just says thinking face. But yeah, this shadow phase of Mercury really is an opportunity with the gnarly dreams, with the repeating of patterns. Even if it feels like you're glitching out and running negative loops, it's all good in the motherfucking hood. It's an opportunity. Enjoy it. Relish it. You will start to appreciate things that are difficult because it's like a challenge. It's like a test. It's like a level in a video game, a boss. And when you know what to fucking do, woo, 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 so fun. All right, here's something, again, it's super smart and cool to get worked up over a virus that you won't get and political situations that are designed to distract you from realizing you're an omnipotent and limitless being capable of anything you've ever dreamed of. So just, that's cool. Just make sure you get super focused about this virus and politics. It's a great way to spend your time. Definitely go ahead and forget that you're an omnipotent and limitless being and you can direct your life wherever you want to go. Virus and politics, totally better. Yeah, just do that. Cool, right? Okay, we're on the same page. Great. It's okay to freak out. Just realize it's totally optional. And if it doesn't feel optional and that makes you mad, oh, it's most certainly optional. It's even more optional for you than you realize. It's so optional. And here's the function of your freakouts, friend, is when you transcend them and no longer freak out about shit that you used to freak out about. Oh, you feel so good, man. It feels real nice. Because you're like, oh shit, I did it. I did it myself. I didn't need a therapist. And I'm not telling people not to like go see therapists if that's what they're into. But you do whatever you want. It's fun. Whatever helps you, whatever floats your boat. You know what I'm saying? Have you realized you're the animating force of the universe yet? You, quite literally, your imagination, your wonderful human imagination is the only creative animating force of the universe, of the multiverse, of whatever you think this is. So that's fucking cool, bro. Maybe it's time you just accept how great you are. Yeah, maybe. Just kind of, yeah. I think so. That's a good idea. Okay, you go ahead and do that. Whatever you desire, believe you have received. Remember Zika? What happened to Zika? Zika gone? Fucking assholes with these shits. Whatever you desire, believe you have received it and you will. And can we talk about, like, I'm sorry, I just had to get into this. The stock markets are crashing, crypto's crashing, and everyone's losing their fucking mind. Chill out. Fucking chill out, bro. All right. Whatever you desire, believe you have received it and you will. It's that easy. Something pops in your head. Oh, I got a brand new Porsche. Oh, great. You get a brand new Porsche. If that's what you want, I'm just using it as an example. If you really accept that, it's yours. For real. It's how everything works. Exercise your imagination lovingly. Use it lovingly. That's all. Lovingly doesn't mean you don't do it for yourself. Okay? Don't misconstrue being nice to yourself as being selfish. That's a devilish little trick people have played. Devilish little trick with themselves. Now, you are allowed to get that shit for real. Okay? Have you realized your timing is impeccable yet? You literally do everything at the perfect time. How fucking cool is that? Have you realized that yet? It's fucking amazing. It's so cool. You literally do everything at the perfect time. Time doesn't even exist, but when it does, you've mapped it out so you do it all at the perfect time. That's incredible. Have you realized you're a paragon of health yet? You're like the zenith, the height. You're so healthy. Do you understand that though? Like, do you understand that, like, in your truest essence, even if you're feeling sick and you're going through something emotionally, psychologically, physically, whatever, not like you're actually a paragon of health. When you reject illness, when you reject sickness, this sounds so fucking faith healy, but it's real. When you reject it and only allow in the paragon of health that you are into your consciousness, guess what happens? You ain't gotta worry about motherfucking corona. I'll tell you that. Okay. True joy is rooted in awareness. What this means is for you to actually experience the full depths of joy, you need to be aware of what leads to those conditions, right? It's like a way of savoring something. The more you understand and the depths of feeling that can come from it, like you need to be aware of that. Also, this brings up a very interesting notion about lower vibrational frequencies, fear frequencies. They're part of these higher octaves of awareness. So when you start hitting different levels of consciousness and unity and kind of looking at duality as a thing that happens and emerges from unity, it's not that these fear frequencies aren't visible to you. It's just they don't have the same resonant impact as they otherwise would. So this awareness of who you are and what you are actually kind of is like an immunization against lower vibrational frequencies, which still can hit you and you can still feel them and you can choose to engage with them if you want. But as a general rule, it's just like, oh, my perspective on this is that this is not something I need to fear. This is not something I need to be anxious about. This is not something like everything is great. So that's cool. Okay. Move your fucking body. For real. Start exercising, not like because you need to be in better. Just move it. Just fucking move it. It's so good. Oh man, when I jog, when I exercise, when I do push-ups even, like there is some undeniable connection that's like, I feel so grateful to have a body, to be a body, to see a body, do a body, little body, blah, 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 blah. Anyway, it's fun. Just go and do that stuff. This is a loosey-goosey episode. For people, fans of the loosey-goosey episodes, you're getting one. I don't know. I feel good. I feel this Mercury retrograde really just flipped for me when I started looking at it like an opportunity rather than like this. Baby. It's just better not to be a baby sometimes. Sometimes it's fun to be a baby. Everyone likes skin to skin contact. Babies are cool. Cool as fuck. All right. Have you realized you're the beacon yet? You're the beacon. You're this fucking shining bright light that everyone looks to. Most importantly, yourself. But when you can walk that walk, not just talk that talk, oh, everybody loves that. Firefly, beacon, lighthouse, illumination. So good. When you remember how supported you always are, it's the best. When you really remember that, you go, oh my God. Oh, I'm not talking about the people around you in your life. I'm talking about energetically at the deepest level. When you recognize how much you support yourself and you are supported by everything in the universe, the cosmos, everything consciousness has ever imagined. It's the best. You realize that, yo, I can't fuck up. Can't fuck up. This gives you the confidence to pursue what you need to pursue. As you pursue it, you start to see that it's the best thing ever. It's so fun. When difficult things come up, you don't react to them and you go, oh, okay, I have the proper perspective. That's inspiring to other people. It's inspiring to you. It's the best. Okay. Those are the tweets. What else do we got? I told you already to send me weed. Crows. Anyone else been seeing a lot of crows? It's a sign from Odin, right? Odin, the messenger. Crows deliver the wisdom of Odin, this omnipotent being. You could say, no, you're God. Why do you need Odin? I don't know. Why do we need Buddha? Why do we need Krishna? Why do we need Jesus? Why do we need Allah? Why do we need all of these things? Why do we need birds? Why do we need rabbits? Why do we need seas? Why do we need trees? Why do we need bees? Why do we need knees? I'm just rhyming now. What do you mean? God, we create gods because we're gods. So fucking cool. Why don't you jump into a Archetypal consciousness. You need to use different words. Does that make some people feel better? Archetypal energies, thought patterns, physiological synapses creating electrical currencies that allow us to construct a narrative to navigate this world more effectively. Does that help? Or we can just say it's God's consciousness, whatever you want. What's the most fun for you? Pick that. If it's not fun for you, maybe don't pick that unless you don't like fun things. Maybe doing not fun things is fun for you. That's weird, but cool. I don't know. I don't judge. I really don't judge people at this point. I've gotten so many fucking readings in. I've spoken to so many people. I don't judge. It's just pointless. I don't judge because I'm cool or better. I am cool. I am cool though, but I don't judge. It's just so stupid. It's such a waste of fucking time. Don't worry about shit. It's no point. There's no point anymore. There might have been a function at some point to teach you a lesson, but once you already kind of have the lesson staring you in the fucking face, you don't need to be like, the lesson. I don't know what the lesson is, guys. What should I do? Where's the key? How do I open the door? Just walk through the door. Walk through the door. It's right there. It's right there. It's right there. Bees are signs of abundance. Let me tell you my personal relationship with bees. I've never been stung by a bee because I don't know. I just haven't. Partially because every time a bee comes near me, I used to freak out and be like, I used to be in favor. I'm actually against the idea of mass surveillance as a thing, not because of any privacy infringements or, Orwellian futures, just because I don't want anyone ever to see me react the way I react when a bee or a stinging bug comes near me. It is the most embarrassing thing that could ever happen. But anyway, I'm getting used to it because bees are a sign of abundance. They buzz the abundance around you. So just recognize that. We like bees. We like our friends. They're cool. Don't sting me though. I don't like to get stung. What else we got here? Noah's process of moving through. Oh, someone asked the question, what's my process of moving through difficult emotions? First, to feel them. That's number one. Do not suppress them. Do not move away from them. Dive the fuck in. You go, oh, I'm feeling sad. Jump into the sadness. Just jump into that fucker and then determine what relationship you want with it. Is sadness meant to teach you something deeper about yourself? Is it meant to connect you with someone who maybe you're closing off from? Whatever it is, it's meant to teach you something. That's very helpful. Then catch your bearings. Really take stock of where the fuck you're at and where you're setting your life to. Is this related to another person? Is someone making you feel weird? Is this something that maybe is pointing to that's deep within you? It's always within you. So that's kind of how I do it. I just keep tracking it back. And then if it's really difficult, here's two things that I do personally. I will take a nap. I will go to sleep. The process of just detangling your mind as you drift into sleep is incredible. Furthermore, I have a guitar. I have music. I make music. If I'm feeling some emotion that's difficult, putting it into music form, singing it, playing it. I feel like everyone should learn some bass, even if it's just tapping something out, just with your hands. Just learn some rhythmic, melodic, harmonic stuff. It's so effective. Music also sifts through dimensions. It goes through dimensions. You can move around it and the songs are still there. The Beatles exist in a lot of other places. It's pretty cool. Okay. Anything else? Cool comic expansion. Chaos magic. Someone asked about chaos magic rituals. All right. I don't have a ton of experience with chaos magic. I feel like some aspects of the Western occult scene, though, they're so I don't want to get judgy or preachy here, but I feel like they forget it's them. I feel like they think there is some operative grander power than them, like these demonic forces or these angelic forces. And yeah, they totally exist in duality, but there isn't a tendency and that's what's so weird to me about occultism or the current state of magical stuff with a K in this reality is they just turn into religions. They turn into these weird cult-like religions. There's a tendency to get culty. It's really easy to not get culty as you recognize that there's no reason to be culty. You're the cult. It's you. So it's you don't have to wear a certain thing and hang out with only a certain group. Do it if you want, by all means. But there is this aspect of kind of, I pray to this demon god who I created, who gives me wealth. And it's that's cool if you can maintain a cool relationship with it. I kind of talk about it the way I do with weed or other drugs. Do them if you know how to do them. If you're a dork and you can't be fucking cool when you do drugs and you spaz out all the time, don't do drugs. It's anything. Don't do something that you can't handle. scale up to it if it's something you're interested in. This is the same thing with magic. I did a few sigils. I did a money sigil once. I don't even think any of these things are real. Okay. It's you proving yourself and believing in yourself. And the reason the magic stuff works is you incept yourself. Oh my God, here's this modality that works for so many other people. There's some real thing to it. Let me try it. It works. Oh, it's real. That's everything. So you can do that with anything. That's why chaos magic is so effective. You can pick like Spider-Man and make him your god, and then Spider-Man's a god. I don't know. Pick your own imagination is what I would say, because that's accurate. Spider-Man, and as a representation of imagination, is God, sure, but your God, your imagination is. Prove it to yourself. Follow your own desires. Follow what you want. Push through your fears. Move towards them and through them. Okay. Did I mention send me weed? Send me motherfucking weed. Noah@syncpodcast.com. What's the matter with you guys? Fucking upstate, and it's grim up here right now. And you got the fucking Cali weed coming in. And it's all overpriced and it's like all packaged. Can't be good for the environment. It's all packaged in these plastic things. And it's like, fucking, can we just, New York is going to legalize soon. You better fucking believe I'm growing plants as soon as they let me. All the plants. Anyway, big shout out to my mom, Donna Burns and Andy Novick, who are doing New York Small Pharma. This is an unplanned advertisement. Go check them out at New York Small Pharma, FARMA.org. They're basically crafting the legislation for cannabis legalization in New York State. So that's pretty fucking cool. If you want to help them out, go to the website, NewYorkSmallPharma.org. I'll put a link. How about that? My mom is always like, can you just please mention on the podcast we need help? And I'm like, yeah, Mom, I'll do it. And then I never do it because sometimes I'm a shithead. But just now is the time. There's like this big legalization push. If you're into it, you know, you can get on the ground floor. They're doing some cool shit. So weed's going to be legalized soon. I hope. I shouldn't tell her I put this on. She'll be like, why did you tell people to send you weed? I don't know, because I want weed, Mom. That's why. Anyway, it's all a joke. This is just parody. I've never smoked weed in my entire life. I've never done a psychedelic. I don't even believe imagination creates reality. It's all fake. Okay. I think that's this episode. What the fuck? Did I just talk for 40 minutes? I don't know about what, but I think it's pretty good. There will be a guest next week. It's my sister. If the fucking Zoom cord, it's not the Zoom. I shouldn't blame the Zoom. It's the cable for the mic on, you know, you heard it in Emmett's episode. I haven't listened to the other ones I recorded with that cable, but if they're not good, I'll just re-record it. Crystals, we're selling crystals. Me and my sister bought it like fucking $1,500 worth of crystals, and we're selling them because they're cool as fuck, and we'll probably end up keeping a lot of them. But if you're into that, we'll do a whole other episode on that. We'll do some live streams. The Patreon is the best place to stay connected as I continue just putting out one podcast. I start to feel bad about putting one podcast out a week, like a normal human being. I'm like, why do I need to put out more? No, they're in the Patreon now. So you can find stuff there. We'll be doing some live streams, some impromptu ones. We'll be doing some card readings. I will do a public live stream maybe this month. Maybe not, but maybe this month. But I will do it for the patrons continuously. We're ramping up. I think we're past 100 patrons. That's pretty fucking cool. That happened really quickly, guys. Just relaunched this sucker, like 2 months ago. So that's fun. Feeling really good. Feeling really great. I hope you are too. If you have questions, you can write in Noah@syncpodcast.com. I would give, like, we're in March 2020. My hunch is by the middle of the year, especially as the music gets released, like, I'm not going to be as easy to get in touch with. I'm just trying to give people fair warning. So, like, you know, I still have people like listen to the early episodes and like they don't realize that like we're way ahead. So just, you know, take advantage of it now is what I'm saying. If you're hearing this, you know, same thing with the readings. Those readings, guys, I've spoken about this before. I'm not going to do readings forever. I'm doing them now because there's a strong pull. I know what's happening in all these readings. It's really helping people. It helps me. It's good. It's moving energy around. I love it. But I also know that like there will most likely be a point in my life where I'm maybe doing like a few readings a year, and that's it. Like I had my friends, I won't mention who, I was about to say her name, hit me up who wants a reading tonight. And it's like, that's kind of the best permutation of what I'm doing. Okay. Going to be recording a show with Sean and Cass, a filmed video kind of morning psychedelic show thing. So stay tuned for that. I haven't named it yet, but it's going to be cool. That's it. I don't got shit else to say. we're good. Fucking things are great. Everything's amazing. I love you. I will see you soon. Happy imagining.